Imagine the heart of the Roman Empire, a place where history and legend intertwine. Picture the bustling metropolis of Rome, a city of marble and might, teeming with life and ambition. Now imagine the impossible. Picture the roar of an M1 Abrams tank echoing through the Forum, its powerful engine reverberating off ancient stone. Picture the glint of sunlight off the wings of an F-35 soaring high above the Colosseum, casting a shadow over the ancient amphitheater. This is Rome, but not as we know it. This is a Rome where the past and present collide in a surreal vision. This is Rome with the unparalleled power of modern military technology, a fusion of ancient grandeur and contemporary might. The very idea is mind-boggling, a scenario that challenges our understanding of history. How would the course of history have changed if such power had been at Rome's disposal? How would the world have looked if Rome had possessed such advanced weaponry, tools that could alter the fate of battles in an instant? These are the questions that grip us, the what-ifs that spark our imaginations and force us to reconsider the past. They make us ponder the very nature of power and progress. Could the Roman Empire have extended its reach even further, conquering lands that were once beyond its grasp? Could it have become an unstoppable force, a true empire of the ages, unrivaled and unchallenged? The Roman legions, once the pinnacle of ancient military might, now stand beside machines of war beyond their wildest dreams, marveling at the power they could wield. These are tools of destruction that defy the limits of their understanding, weapons that could change the very fabric of warfare. Yet the question remains, would these tools be enough to ensure Rome's eternal dominance? Would they be able to maintain control over such a vast empire? Or would the empire find that even the most advanced technology cannot conquer the human heart, that true power lies not in weapons, but in the will and spirit of its people? Before we delve into this alternate history, we must first understand the true nature of the Roman war machine. Rome's legions were not simply a collection of soldiers. They were a force honed by centuries of warfare, disciplined, organized, and utterly ruthless in their efficiency. Their tactics, like the legendary manipular formation, were designed to adapt and overcome any enemy. The Roman soldier was renowned for his discipline, his endurance, and his unwavering loyalty to Rome. These were the qualities that had allowed a small city-state to conquer an empire. These were the qualities that made the legions the most formidable fighting force the ancient world had ever seen. But even the most disciplined soldier, the most ingenious tactic, pales in comparison to the destructive power of modern weaponry. Imagine the impact of an A-10 Warthog's 30mm cannon on a tightly packed phalanx formation. Picture the devastation of a Tomahawk missile strike on a fortified city. The very nature of warfare is irrevocably changed. The Roman Empire, for all its might, would have been facing an enemy unlike any it had ever encountered before. Technology itself. Let's travel back in time to 52 BC to the Battle of Alesia. This pivotal battle saw Julius Caesar's legions facing the Gallic chieftain Vercingetorix. Caesar, through a combination of brilliant strategy and brutal efficiency, managed to encircle Vercingetorix's forces, effectively trapping them within their own fortifications. The siege of Alesia was a grueling affair. Both sides fought with the desperation of men facing annihilation. In the end, it was Caesar's legions that emerged victorious, effectively crushing the Gallic resistance and cementing Roman dominance over Gaul. Now imagine if Caesar had the support of modern technology. Picture AH-64, Apache helicopters raining hellfire down upon the Gallic defenses. Imagine reconnaissance satellites feeding real-time intelligence to Roman commanders. The outcome of the battle wouldn't even be a question. Vercingetorix's forces, brave and fierce as they were, wouldn't stand a chance against such overwhelming firepower. The siege of Alesia, a battle that lasted for weeks and cost countless lives, might have been over in a matter of hours. Section 4 walls as crumble, modern vehicles against ancient defenses. The very sight of Roman legions marching across the battlefield was enough to inspire terror in the hearts of their enemies. Their disciplined ranks, gleaming armor, and unwavering resolve made them a formidable force. The legionaries, protected by their iconic shields and armor, marched in lockstep, an unstoppable force advancing with mechanical precision. Their training and tactics were unmatched in the ancient world, making them nearly invincible on the battlefield. Their fortifications, from the earthen walls of their marching camps to the mighty stone bulwarks of cities like Rome itself, were considered virtually impenetrable. These structures stood as testaments to Roman engineering and military prowess. But those walls, those shields, those very legions, would crumble before the might of modern military technology. The main battle tank, the armored fighting vehicle, and the attack helicopter represent a quantum leap in warfare capabilities. The attack helicopter, these are the tools of modern warfare, and against them ancient defenses offer little more than symbolic resistance. The sheer firepower and mobility of these machines render ancient tactics obsolete. Imagine a column of M1 Abrams tanks advancing on a fortified city. Their presence alone would be enough to demoralize any ancient army. Their composite armor laughs off volleys of arrows and scorpion bolts. These ancient projectiles, once feared, now seem like mere nuisances against modern armor. Their 120mm cannons reduce stone walls to rubble with terrifying ease. The destructive power of these weapons is beyond anything the ancient world could have imagined. The defenders, armed with swords and spears, can only watch in horrified awe as their world crumbles around them. Their once mighty fortifications and disciplined ranks are no match for modern firepower. The introduction of such devastating firepower would have fundamentally altered the nature of warfare. The balance of power would shift dramatically, rendering traditional strategies and defenses ineffective. Sieges, once protracted affairs lasting months or even years, would be over in a matter of days, if not hours. The speed and efficiency of modern military technology would revolutionize siege warfare. The very concept of defensible borders would be rendered obsolete. In the face of such overwhelming force, ancient civilizations would have to rethink their entire approach to defense and warfare. Section 5, Wings of Eagles, Air Superiority, and the Roman Eagle. The Roman army's logistical prowess was as legendary as its fighting spirit. Their ability to mobilize and sustain large forces was unmatched in the ancient world. The legions were supplied by a vast network of roads and sea routes, allowing them to project their power across vast distances. These roads were marvels of engineering, facilitating the rapid movement of troops and supplies. Yet even this impressive logistical system was limited by the constraints of the ancient world. The speed of communication and transportation was bound by the physical limits of human and animal endurance. Now imagine the impact of air superiority on Roman military operations. The ability to control the skies would have given the Romans an unparalleled strategic advantage. Transport aircraft like the C-130 Hercules could move entire legions across continents in a matter of hours. This would have drastically reduced the time needed for deployment and resupply. Fighter jets like the F-22 Raptor could secure air superiority over any enemy, ensuring the safe passage of Roman forces and supplies. The skies would be a domain of Roman dominance. The speed and efficiency of modern air power would have revolutionized Roman military doctrine. Strategies would evolve to incorporate rapid aerial deployment and support. The legions, no longer bound by the limitations of foot and sail, could be deployed with unprecedented speed and precision. This would allow for quicker responses to threats and more flexible strategic planning. Rebellions could be crushed before they could gain momentum. The rapid deployment of troops would ensure that any insurrection was swiftly dealt with. Invasions could be repelled before they could even reach Roman soil. Air superiority would provide early warning and interception capabilities. Communication, another crucial aspect of warfare, would also be revolutionized. The speed and reliability of modern communication systems would transform command and control. Imagine the impact of satellite communications on the Roman Empire. Real-time data and intelligence would be at the fingertips of Roman commanders. Instantaneous communication between Rome and its farthest-flung provinces would have been possible. Orders and reports could be transmitted in seconds rather than days or weeks. Generals on the battlefield could have communicated with each other in real time, coordinating their movements with pinpoint accuracy. This would lead to more cohesive and effective military operations. The fog of war, that ever-present uncertainty that has plagued military commanders throughout history, would have been lifted. With modern technology, the Romans could have achieved a level of situational awareness that was previously unimaginable.